started. I'll start rocking right now. Makes it easier. All right, so let's go through garage selling first because that's the most fun, and I think that's going to help out the most people as well. Um, cool. So let me actually go to Zillow. What's up, Hunter?
How's it going?
Not bad, not bad. Cool. I'm gonna start going over garage selling at first. It's probably the most fun to go over and kind of give you some tips and tricks that I've learned. And if you guys have any tips and tricks for everybody else, the more the better. So kind of my first like biggest tip would be is find where the wealth sits in your neighborhood or in your location or your state. Arizona is pretty compact in terms of like wealth, and you can kind of see it. The best way to do that is going through Zillow or some other sort of home area. So the thought process is if that region has high home prices on average, they're gonna have a lot of more spending money, which means a lot more extra income to spend on stuff that they don't need that they're gonna get rid of in the near future. Also, you can get some big hits in those sections too. On average, usually the less wealthy areas have less good stuff. That's not always. I've found watches that I bought for $1 that I flipped for like 1,500. So that's not always the case, but 90% of the time, maybe 95% of the time, usually wealthier areas have the most cash by far. I'll show you what I'm thinking about. So let me actually do this. So I know in Arizona, like Paradise Valley, Cave Creek, parts as well. That's where the most money is. Let me actually do buy homes for sale. Let's see, my internet's kind of slow because of share. But why am I in New York? Arizona. This hands down kind of changed my sourcing game in terms of like estate sales and garage sales. Also in Arizona, it's kind of weird because there's a different temperature depending on the location base. Up north, obviously a lot cooler. So during the summertime, what I used to do is I used to go up north to like Prescott. As you can see, there's high value up in Prescott. A lot of people, decent amount of money range. And what I did here is just go price. I went 5,000 plus to any price and it started going down. So you can see where a lot of this wealth hangs out at that 500 to a million. You can see up top in Glendale, in like parts of Mesa as well. There's not a lot of 500K places. So this is the best way to start mapping out. So you can print this off, and I usually just circle it. I usually go from highest location on, so let's say even like 900 plus to any price. You can see really where the wealth starts to accumulate, especially right here. So, and when I was picking and buying stuff, that's kind of where the first place is. I'd map out here, I'd map out up here, and then I'd map maybe down here if there's really nothing going on. But find out where the most concentrated areas, and then just focus around that. Because again, that wealth's going to again trickle down to you. I don't believe in trickle down economics, but it does work in terms of the garage selling because people are trying to liquidate stuff, right? Also, we're looking at thrift as well. Thrift stores, they accumulate a lot of the product and then they shift it out. But on average, usually the more wealthy places, especially like, so like my mom lives in Fountain Hills, right? So the Fountain Hills thrift store, Goodwill, has the best stuff by far because they are not getting what Goodwill does is they grab a bunch of products at one location. If it's too much products, then they shift it out to different locations, especially in like less wealthy neighborhoods. They try to get better product out there. But honestly, the majority of the best products going to be in the highest income areas. That's just consistent over and over and over again. And even if you're going to choose some like groundwork in terms of finding like the best products or even going through estate sales and stuff like that, again, I this kind of even for 100 lives in Arizona as well. So like, man, I would just go like PV area. That's some of the hottest stuff by far. Even up here in this like middle of downtown, there's some like big wealth up here. I just focus around here, up here, and then obviously in that Scottsdale area. That's where you get the biggest hits across the board. Cool. That's probably one of the hands down the best tips I have for like garage selling and estate selling for anybody that wants to like scale it up and make a good amount of money off it. Also, and then what I do as well, I go through Craigslist. A lot of people use the Garage Sale Finder. What Garage Sale Finder does is it actually goes through Craigslist and uses the backend API and grabs the products off that. So the easy way is to go through Craigslist and then do that. For Craigslist, what I usually focus on is I actually put like a Google Doc. I usually Give me a second. I go businesses first, or I usually do what? Community, estate. No, community. Then actually, let me write this down. It makes it too hard to think about it. Come on, computer. There we go. Dogs. So yeah. Cool. So in this order, this is what I search every time, right? So I go community sales, church sales are fantastic as they try to aggregate. So look at like where everything's aggregating to. So everything's coming together. Church sales, business sales, estate sales, and then garage sales. And on estate sales, I'd even say like probably one of the better tips is this is try to find non-company ran estate sales. So non-company ran estate sales, and then company. This company rents, like we ran estate sales, and what they're going to do is they're going to go through each product and then maybe mark it down a little bit, try to get some traffic in there. But they're gonna research everything. You want to try to find as like a garage seller or somebody that's trying to do thrift and that kind of stuff. The best way to do that is to find stuff that really like your winning aspect is like the knowledge you have and the discrepancy knowledge. So if you guys probably been to like garage sales and estate sales and thrift stores and stuff like that, where they know the price on like the products, or they go, oh, this on eBay this is worth $100, right? That's the reason why like knowledge is super powerful. And if I just stay away from anybody that thinks that they are going to sell at eBay prices at a garage sale. It's kind of the simple fact. So what I would do is I would just search these individually. Let's see, like I just do like Craigslist. And then I go garage sale. And I just do like a community. Obviously, there's none right now. It's too early in the day or early in the week. I usually do this on Thursdays, and also Thursdays. And look at like the time when people are going. Thursdays is when I have the best luck. So I usually go. I used to go out Thursday. Friday were the best, and then Saturday. I usually didn't go on Sunday unless like there's something that like a product that the guy, or like an estate sale, like it was the last day, and I can start picking through that stuff because they're more willing to negotiate. But this is kind of like the days, like Thursday you're gonna get the biggest hits because there's no one out there. There's usually people trying to like move and try to get rid of stuff quickly. Same with Friday. These are the best days by far. Saturday is good. And then what I used to do on these is I would check where, first off, see the map. This is what I kind of went through the map. And why am I in New York? Look on that map and New York, out of New York. This is what I kind of talked about with like with that sale. I usually go location based. You can map these locations almost identically to like where the well sits. So like this is Arizona. Like you can see like the well sits right here, right? So you can just pull up this map as well. And then again, I would focus, if it was me garage saying, I would focus here again where that well sits, up here, and then down here, right? Maybe some up there, and also up in like the Cave Creek area is fantastic. My first pick every time is in the PV. So Hunter, if I see you out in PV, I'm gonna be pissed. No, I'm just joking. But that's gonna be the best way to do this stuff on the garage sale side. And then I just go down into community, and then church is fantastic as well. Fall garbage. Community yard sale, yeah. October. Yes, like this one's gonna be it's in the location too. Shoot.
I was gonna say you're gonna have some competition coming up, man.
I know, right? Dude, garage selling is fun. I've only been a couple of times recently, but it's a good time. Especially like, dude, you can pick so much out of like the PV area, man. Oh my god, it gets dirty quick.
Oh yeah. You know, surprisingly, I've gotten some pretty cool stuff in Apache Junction, which you wouldn't think, but honestly, it's been pretty nice to us.
Yeah, I know Apache Junction. Let me see. Like, that's kind of like a rural. It's more rural than anything, right? Like, where is Apache? Is it right?
Yeah, yeah, way east.
Yeah, Apache up here. Interesting. Yeah, so you can see like there's not a lot of wealth out here, except for like even in this gold canyon, there's some money for sure.
Right.
Like big money out here, like 1.599 and decent cash.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
100%. It's more or less like it's harder to find stuff. You can always find stuff anywhere. It doesn't matter where you're located at. It's just harder because there's less disposable
Yeah.
income, like less likely you're gonna find like insane items for sure. Like I picked up some stereo equipment way back in
Right.
the day, like $300 actually right here in this area. Like $300, and I flipped it for like I think 3 to 4K, just like that kind of stuff. It happens more often in this area for sure. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of like tips for today. Is like just then I would
I'll
just
have to head
search.
up there.
Yeah, 100%, man. It's hands on it's hands on the best. So what I would just do is search everything, and also business sales are really really good too. Or businesses going out of business, especially right now during COVID. A lot of like businesses are just starting to crumble, and it's a great way for you to pick up products. Doesn't look like there's anything right now, but it's a great way for you guys to pick up product, is especially business sales, because they're just trying to get rid of stuff. And again, like look at where wealth accumulations businesses are on average, unless you're in like the top bracket of income earners, businesses on average have more income. Like you guys as eBayers, or even like resellers in general, are going to have more income or more gross income and more product turn than somebody that works a basic 9 to 5. That's kind of just like the principle why like garage sales work pretty damn well as well. Cool. That's kind of like the tips for today on that side. I think I have like processes in place. I think you got on over processes a couple of times. I can just go over right now. If anybody has any questions, just shoot them in the chat. We should be sending, I think one of the team members is sending out these webinars each week now. If they haven't, we'll make sure they send them out. So like processes, again, it's kind of the similar stuff. Just make sure you guys know your processes and how to like make it incrementally better, and try to remove yourself each time from these processes. Also, we've been kind of playing around with like using like 3PLs and like other locations to do shipping stuff. Kind of like our game plan is like to figure out how we can kind of automate this for like you guys as much as possible. That's even on the back end of what we do in terms of the data collection, or like the sifting through product and then building up the data on top of that, or even just like doing like shipping stuff too. So like also with that, so like let's say we have shipping, actually like sourcing photos. And if you guys have any things that you want in the software, where we just got around, we got a bunch of new developers, a shit ton of new developers actually. So the more stuff, we're trying to add as much stuff in the software as possible. If you guys have any critiques or anything that you want in the software, like we're looking at like consignment stuff as well, and a bunch of other like unique little features, we'll start adding those in a lot faster now because we just bumped up our team. So processing, shipping, everything. Yeah, so try to like section this out. And what the best way to do this is like if you hire somebody or you get somebody on board, do it per dollar amount, right? Don't do per hourly, just do it per dollar. Right now we're seeing on the photoing side, sourcing is really difficult. On the photoing side, it's about $1 to $1.50 they're doing it for each product. That's what we're kind of seeing in the marketplace right now. You probably can put it for about $1. Listings obviously 145, processing is about a 45. Shipping as well, people are doing it for like $1 to $2. And then customer service, really no one's doing customer service right now, but I'm guessing it's probably, and that's kind of hard to like map out, but these is a really good way to start mapping out the costs on this stuff, and you can start adding these into a spreadsheet or whatever it may be as much as possible, right? Also on the software, we are adding in, let me see what this is. Also on the software, mobile app. Yep. So mobile app, we actually have it in beta right now. We're actually testing it out. I had to buy an Android phone. First, it's gonna be Android because it's easier to launch. Apple Store's pretty restrictive, so it's take a little bit longer to launch. But the mobile app, it's done on Android side. So let's see, we're testing it out. It's gonna be a lot faster, right? So if you know like the mobile app, right now the mobile app, it's impossible on a web application to do multiple photos at once, sort of like what eBay does. We actually changed that with the mobile app, so you'll be able to do all 12 photos without stopping, be able to do edits, crop features. We're adding in the white background feature because that's been a lot of people are asking for as well. That stuff white background feature is not added in yet, but one of our new developers is actually on that as well. As we edit, crop, and what other kind of like features do you want in like the photoing section, right? When you take photos, I know white backgrounds is a big one. Edit and crop is a big one. Actually, edit's pretty broad, but like crop's a big one. Do you guys have anything else you guys would want in that edit feature in terms of the photos? Let me know, because we are adding that in right now. Again, the more things we can do, the more critiques we have, the better. Cool. Yeah, so like just try to map this cost out and then try to remove yourself. The biggest thing of like how you can really scale, and also what really can help me out is like the 80-20 rule. This is what I've been doing lately. Not hammock, we kind of have to, it's still pretty in its infancy phase. That we haven't been able to do the 80-20 rule yet in terms of like what's 80% of our time going for, because we have to wear so many hats. We're trying to hire out as much as possible. Like we're hiring customer service. We just hired 12 new devs. We hired some marketing people as well. We're trying to remove ourselves, but this 80-20 rule, look at what your products and where most of your money is coming from, and then focus on that. Like for me, it was specific things, right? So it's like trust companies are kind of like where I get big hits from. I can pull out a lot of cash instantly. So I don't target them anymore, but that's what I was doing, is just targeting trust companies and estate lawyers. And estate lawyers for like, this is kind of like that estate side, or like that resale side. And for Amazon side, I wish I could spell. Amazon side, I was just focusing on types of products, right? So types of products, what's bringing me out of that 80-20 rule. Problem with eBay is it's hard to actually section out these things. It's relatively difficult in general. But in terms of products on Amazon, like just focus on, if you're doing that, or even types of products on eBay. The problem is eBay, it's pretty much broad if you're not doing like renewables. So it's kind of hard to do types of products. I would just look at where your sources are coming from, because you can't really section out that. So I do where sources coming from on that side. And then types of products on Amazon, look at what's bringing you the most money. For me, like it was kind of interesting, like reviewing the numbers. We had like a certain demographic of products. It was electronics, right? That would have a higher return rate, but it would bring a lot of cash. And then there was like home goods, especially from like one category, one supplier, that would bring up a lot of profit, right? So what I did is I just got rid of all the other sections of products, right? And now I'm only focusing on a handful of products. That kind of made me be able to automate this even more, right? Because now I spend maybe like 5 to 6 hours a month, and I can generate a decent amount of capital, a lot of capital just from my Amazon side and the estate lawyer side. Is that well? It really made me to kind of limit what I'm doing, right? And then taking a step out, like even if you do it for a day or two, I highly recommend like taking a step back and seeing like where your time is going, especially time. A good way to do this as well, if you kind of like, I know me personally, it's hard for me to like concentrate sometimes. So like what I do is I would take like a week and just write down what I did each day and time I did it. So like right now I'd be like, okay, I was on a webinar for 30 minutes. Then I fucked off for a bit. And then I came back and started doing photos, and then I did this. It really kind of takes like what you have done, and it makes it super, super helpful, as you can say, okay, and then whatever you're spending your most time on that is not generating you revenue, as in like you are producing revenue, and the only thing that produces revenue is the sourcing side. That's the only thing that produces revenue. So this is what you as the business owner, especially on eBay and stuff, should be 100% focused on, right? I rather hire this out and then be able to focus 100% on sourcing, because as a reseller, like you make money when you buy, right? This is the constant over and over again, right? So this is kind of the principle that I look at in sourcing: make money when you buy, not when you sell. Except maybe like if you're on consignment, you're not buying that stuff, right? It's more than happy to. So take a step back, write down exactly what you're doing, and then automate and get rid of all the tasks that are not producing revenue. And if you have other businesses, again, I would try to look at that 80-20 rule: what's producing revenue and what's not producing revenue. Obviously, younger companies are going to have a hard time producing cash. So it depends on even what you're looking to do long-term, right? And then kind of look at that like a 10-year goal. So once you start once you start generating cash, the biggest issue that I think I've had is like I was focused on like if you guys listen to Alex Becker, I like him. He's probably one of the few people I follow online. Talks about this a lot. Is look at your 10-year goal. I would say like business. And see where you want to do that side, right? So once you start generating that cash, what a lot of people start doing, especially younger people, I see this often, is they just try to make more cash, right? Without like, and I call it a zero sum game. So reselling is relatively zero sum. It's a zero sum game. You can't sell your reselling company, like even though people say you can, it's actually impossible. You can maybe sell some inventory, you maybe wholesale some inventory off, but it's a zero sum game, saying you're not really building anything unless you are actually making a product. Or what you can be doing in this section would be, if you want to make a non-zero sum game, is when you're sourcing product, look for what sells good and what you see the trends in, and you can build a product on top of that. You can build a product on top of that works. You can then do kind of like a private label model. That's what private label basically is. But as a reseller, you have more of the in-depth like thought process and be able to do that than most people. You're actually going out and buying that product, and you're able to sell that product. So I have a friend that he has a company called Magic Light, right? The guy makes buku bucks. He makes like 4 to 5 million a year, like profit. He makes a hell of a lot of money. Well, that's kind of what he did, right? He was sourcing. He found like, okay, there's a product that like I found that no one else is doing. Maybe one company's doing it, or like it's an old product. I'm going to build it out and make it better, right? So that's what he did in the light sector. And then he just straight killed it, right? Phillips ended up like buying a piece of his company, and he kind of cashed out that way with a liquidity event. Cool. Francisco. What about cleaning out old non-processed inventory that may take up more time to list than worth it for time? Cleaning out. Francisco, do you mean like not listing it, or is it already in your inventory and you don't want to test it? Because both are pretty much doable, right? Look at like the time versus value on that side, or even try to outsource that as much as possible. Bring somebody in to do the testing for you. That will work. I personally like electronics. Electronics have the biggest turnover or the biggest margin in terms of like margin, especially at garage sales. People don't really know the cost of that. But it all depends on what you're looking for. If your biggest bottleneck is your time processing, and if you look at your costs versus like the actual money you're making, and you're saying, okay, if I get rid of electronics, I'm going to make more money because I have a big supply of cutlery or something along those lines that takes no testing, then awesome, right? Also, electronics has a bigger return rate. Like on one of my electronics products that we got rid of had a 40% return rate, right? Like that's just massive. Not because the products are bad, it's because people, especially online, you're seeing this a lot. Like we've been talking to a lot of like we were talking to like Ross and these other big players in the last couple of weeks. What's happening, you're seeing it, especially online, is the returns are going up dramatically, especially in e-commerce. So that's what you're seeing. Amazon just trying to move product out. That's why if you go to Amazon B-Stock, a great way to find product, guys. What we're doing, also as well, you start looking at this on our Hammock website. We're trying to make this, again, a free feature for you guys for the time being. We may charge in the future. I have no idea at this point. We're trying to just give you guys as much value as possible. Check out the Hammock website if my computer would go. We're actually giving you guys a bunch of like sourcing material. We haven't like QA checked this exactly. We're just trying to give it to you in all one location. Let me see where it is. I think it's at Marketplace. Down here at Marketplace. I think our team just did 50 of these. We're starting to even go through like the Amazon B-Stock and give you guys this is pretty cool. We're giving you manufested sold manifests, right? So we're going through these freaking massive manifests. Yeah, here we go. Here's what people are selling online. We're trying to aggregate this for you guys. You can have one central location. Again, we have not QA checked these guys at all. But we're trying to give you a lot of this like content and see where it's coming from, right? So these are all like products that people are selling in bulk. We're just aggregating for this guys. But right now we're going through Amazon B-Stock, and we're taking their manifest where they're giving you, and then finding the sold comps on eBay and then giving you guys that. So you guys don't have to do that work. So you can say, okay, this Amazon B stock is selling for $2,000 and the manifest that after we process it says it's going to sell for $5,000 before fees. Then you guys have the educated knowledge, then buy that to buy that B stock, right? That's what we're kind of trying to do here, because hopefully this can help you guys out more and more and more. 38 pieces shuffled. Again, we don't know. We have never bought from these guys. We're just trying to aggregate this, guys, so you guys can see this. We're giving you guys links, everything like this. Again, this is free. Just go to marketplace.hammock.com or go to the bottom of our website as well. Let me know if this is actually helpful. And then we can keep doing more and more of this, putting a lot of manpower in this as well, as much as possible. I'll kind of show you what we're doing with the B stock. Hopefully this should be helpful. It's on B stock liquidation. So what we're doing here is kind of cool. So what I used to do in auctions, I used to do government auctions, and the kicker with government auctions or auctions in general, it's doing the homework beforehand to have an educating buying process, right? So what is it doing with these things? Right now, we can't process through too many because it's super manual, but we're trying to help you out with this. Let's say this right here. I'm just gonna pull us up. We're getting this manifest of, it gives you manifest if you have a reseller's license. I highly recommend going on Amazon. This stuff can be pretty damn good. We're going through this and then we're going to take that manifest and then price it out for you guys. Again, this is going to be free on Hammock, the marketplace. We're taking no margin off this. We're costing nothing at the time being. Again, that might change depending on how well it goes, and if we can hopefully maybe outside our costs in the near future. Again, I have no idea what we're trying to do with this. We're just trying to give you guys some good insight on this stuff. Okay, I gotta head out. Cool, man. Yeah, shoot me if there's anything over 10 grand and you want me to buy it. I'll give you some. I'll give you a kickback if you ever find me anything like that stuff. Makes it fun.
Sounds good. I'll shoot you a text if I find anything.
Cool, man. Catch you later, man.
All right. Later.
Cool. So we got about 2 more minutes. Any questions? We can go over it. I got a few more minutes left, and I gotta bounce. But we'll send this via email. I'll give it to one of our team members that does the marketing. He should be able to send you guys an email. But again, check that Hammock Marketplace and see if. Oh, that's kind of cool. We got Epicate the FabCon. Actually, I do like it. It looks cool. Travis, no problem, man. Cool. We'll wait for any questions in the next couple minutes. If not, I'll kind of go over kind of what we're doing next. Kind of makes it kind of fun. Yep. So we're trying to build this marketplace out for you guys as much as possible. Again, we're aggregating this costs us a hell of a lot of money. So hopefully it's actually helpful for you guys. And this is gonna be all over the USA. We haven't done UK yet, so we have a lot of UK customers and EU customers. Haven't done that yet, but give this stuff a check. See if it's actually worthwhile to do this stuff. If it is, we'll keep doing it. If it isn't, not too big of a deal. Cool. But yeah, this B stock stuff's pretty damn sweet, actually. So keep checking this marketplace out. We should be putting the first couple manifests on the B stock side. But there's actually a couple good buys. I think they're gone right now. The team was kind of pulling and giving some tests out. Internet's super slow because I'm showing my screen. But there was a Scar cream. It was branded Scar cream that was selling for 20 or 30 cents a freaking unit, and it was going for $12 online. There was just Mederma. It's actually not bad cost per unit. And that's going for a little bit more though. But this Scar, this is what we're kind of doing, right? So the actual retail selling price on eBay that it sells for is about I think it was $11 a unit selling for. So 413 times 11. So 413 times $11 before cost. So 45K. If you could buy this for 20K, right, or 2K, you have a $2,500 profit, maybe minus fees. It's probably about another $500. So you can get about 100% on your money. You buy this for 2K, right? This is kind of the stuff we're trying to build out for you guys and try to be as helpful as possible. Also try to get our listings even better. Try to automate that even more with more. That's where we're kind of bringing on these devs too. Cool. If there's no more questions, guys, I'm gonna head out. We're gonna have another one Tuesday at 9. I'm gonna try to remember to send it during the weekend. I'm always last minute, so hopefully more people can join next time. But otherwise, have a great rest of the week, guys. Shoot me if any questions. I'm always available. Tie a hammock or tag me in the WhatsApp chat. It's gonna be the best way. I get a lot of emails. Sometimes it takes me a little bit of time to go through. Other than that, have a great week. Catch you later.